Beethoven's music acted as a bridge between the classical era in which he had been born and the exciting, bustling drama of the Romantic era to come. Beethoven fit the description of the eccentric composer perfectly, with his flashing eyes and wild hair. Composing was difficult for Beethoven. He anguished over every piece. This painting, The Nightmare, is typical of the romantic interest in the macabre or dark side of your personality. The Romantics were also interested in the beauty of nature. Ideas were valued. The Industrial Revolution began to roll forward with full steam. Many new inventions were created in the last 50 years of the 1800s, including the camera, the telegraph, many others. Amid the swirling ideas of grandeur, the Romantic composers' music reflected the ideas of the time. The invention of the steam locomotive revolutionized travel in Europe. Tracks were laid between cities, and travel was fast. At least much faster than going by foot or horse. Trains made it easier for everyone to see other cultures, and composers were no different. They visited other cultures, and they took pride in their own. Composers borrowed folk music to write their symphonies. This is Tchaikovsky, beloved composer of the Nutcracker from Russia. Bedřich Smetana from Czechoslovakia. Johannes Brahms, Germany. Edvard Grieg, the Norwegian. Camille Saint-Saëns, French. Gustav Mahler, also from Germany, one of the last Romantic composers, really expanded the borders. We're listening to his Symphony No. 4. The Romantic era was filled with passion. Things grew. The orchestra grew. The novel grew. Everything was grand. Grand opera. Giant symphonies. And the Romantics rejoiced in duality. So where there was giant and grand, there was also minuscule miniatures. The Romantic era was a time of change. More people had access to education, books, travel. This brought about all kinds of new ideas. There were many inventions created during the Romantic era. Photography, mail, sewing machine, bicycle, anesthesia, dynamite, telephone, the automobile, typewriter, phonograph, even X-rays. There was a tremendous amount of thought and philosophy being shared. The boundaries of the classical era had been pushed, obscured, and expanded, along with Europe, which had grown immensely. The music was no exception. It pushed the boundaries. With playing at virtuosos, music schools became prevalent. Women were allowed to perform and compose. Composers brought exotic elements from other parts of the world back to their musical compositions. Music, thinking, arts, leadership was in the hands of everyone, no longer the nobility and the church alone. Music became an art for the people, all people. Nowhere was the music for the people more prevalent than in Italian grand opera. This is Giuseppe Verdi. Italians love him. Under Verdi's reign, opera became huge. The productions were enormous. This is Aida. They actually parade an elephant and a camel across the stage. In Germany, they had their own operatic revolution. Richard Wagner. When we think of opera, we often think of Brunhilde from the Wagnerian opera. Here is Brunhilde in her finest regalia.